a YA book review for you. This is my review of A Conjuring of Light, which is the third book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. And you can check out my other reviews of A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows as well. So overall, in case you haven't watched those other videos, let me say that going into this series, I had really high expectations, and I don't know if my expectations were too high or if I was just like expecting something else. For this series, it's been a while since I finished. I think it's been almost like a week since I finished. So, you know, I've had time for things to kind of settle. But overall, I will say that this book is probably my favorite of the series because there was lots and lots of action. It's very long. I think it was 620 pages. Yeah, it was 624 pages, so it's kind of a beastly book. And let's just jump right into it. So overall, I gave this book, I think, like 3.8 stars out of 5, rounded up to 4 on GoodReads. That was the highest, you know, that's a lie, because I did give A Darker Shade of Magic, I rounded up to 4 stars and gave it like 3.8. I liked the majority of this book though, whereas with the other books, like, I didn't care that much for A Darker Shade of Magic to like the last 100 pages, and with The Gathering of Shadows, I liked the first 100 and last 100 pages, but like nothing happened for 300 pages. In this book, it was amazing, but I feel like the last 100 pages really like dragged out. So let's talk about some things I liked and some things I didn't like. Let's start with the things that I didn't like. I still don't like Delilah Bard. Sorry, don't find her empowering, find her bratty and kind of an a-hole if I'm being honest, and she doesn't change. Spoiler alert, she gets her butt kicked in this book and she still doesn't change. She's not humble, she's obnoxious and really immature. It's like following a 12-year-old boy around. So I'm not really sure, you know, how I like that. You know, I was hoping, really hoping, trying to give the benefit of the doubt for a really strong character arc where she learns like it's okay to let people get close, like that's part of life. I understand she's a product of her environment and her circumstance, but really that's no reason to be an a-hole, because if we were all screwed in our life and walked around like a-holes, what a miserable place this world would be. So I just don't like her. I find her not a likable character at all. So that's kind of difficult for me. If I can't connect to one of the main characters in a story, then I'm just not, like, I can't get all in. So there it is, I guess. Really, that's kind of the main thing, I think, that I didn't like. And I didn't like how the last 100 pages kind of like drew out a lot. Also, the one other thing I think that I didn't really like is like Osarin, that's how I'm gonna say it, is the like Shadow King, and there was something about it that felt really like cliched. I love the light versus dark trope. I use it myself. So it wasn't that. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it was like playing off of something that I've read before or what, but there was just something that I didn't like about it. I don't know, like you know, kneel before your king, kneel before your king, will you beg, and it said like over and over and over, starting in the second book and kind of going through this book as well. Things I did like is I love Kell. Rye had probably the best character arc in this whole story. He's a magnificent character. Alucard Emery, absolutely adore him. I love like the sexy pirate kind of trope. Huge fan of like Sturmhond in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but there's just, you know, something about Alucard. I feel like he's a little bit older. So, and like someone and I were talking about this on Bookstagram, and she used the word grittier, and I think that's the word. So I really like that. I still love the concepts of the London. Holland is another character who had an amazingly strong character arc. Does he become like, you know, your super typical golden child hero? No, he's a bit of an anti-hero, and his arc is just really great. And like, I kind of am bummed out because I feel like he got the strong character arc. Like Lila could have gotten a strong character arc too. I mean, I know some people don't change, but her methods are not serving her. So if you're never going to do any like self-reflection to make yourself a better person, it's not the whole point of us living life is to make ourselves the best we can be and be better people. I don't know, maybe I'm too spiritual to truly appreciate it, but whatever. What else did I like? You know, I really liked, we got a little bit of King Maxim and Queen Amira's backstory, and I really like that, and I actually wish that we had gotten a little bit more, and I'm not sure if that's because I'm older so I don't know if that's why I'm kind of curious. I think it would make a really good like little spin-off, even a spin-off series, although I think it would have to venture into adult fiction unless it was placed when they were a little bit younger. But I think that would be really cool, and I like the little bits and pieces that we got. I just wish that we had gotten more. Really, I guess that's it. Like, this to me, this book had a lot more action right from the get-go, because the second book kind of ends on a cliffhanger. And like I said, you know, there was just a lot of pieces in different worlds that needed wrapped up at the end. So the last 100 pages were kind of like, okay, like, I just want to be done. I want to start my reread of Deathly Hallows. So that's kind of where I was. Overall, this series for me, if I had to give it a number, like a 3.5 out of 5, I would say. It was okay. You know, am I ever gonna fathom rereading it? No. Do I need all the merch for it? No. I mean, I got a couple bookmarks, and I really like Alucard, Emery, and Rye. Oh, I said that all wrong. Alucard, Rye, and Kell. I really like, you know, them. So I'd like to get merch for them, maybe. But other than that, like, I don't know. The series just kind of missed the mark for me. Take that what you will. We all have different opinions, and we all have different things that we love. But I'm not sure even if I want to read other of V.E. Schwab's work, although I was told that this Savage song is like completely different, and I know Vicious is supposed to be outstanding. So I don't know if I'll read Vicious, maybe because it's a standalone and it's adult fiction, just to see how I feel about whether I want to read any more of her works. But I guess in summary, great, mostly great characters, like 98% of them are outstanding. World building is good, but I feel like the characters kind of took the forefront of it. And, you know, a great idea, maybe poor execution for me. I don't know. It was really a wordy series, and I don't know if it was shorter and more compact and cleaner, if maybe it would have been more enjoyable for me personally. So this is my review of A Conjuring of Light. In the meanwhile, happy reading and happy writing.